All right, folks, ladies and gentlemen, we've got a huge show here today. Very big, very powerful.
How dare
what
you?
What do we got going on? We got the big birthday banger blowout special. Oh my god! You know, on your birthday, it's nice to roll out of bed and roll right into a rosé. Oh my god! Now he's talking. Now he's talking. Oh my god. Folks, in lieu, speaking of lieu, oh my god. If you eat one of my charcuterie boards, you're gonna be in the loo, like, all day long. Am I right? Am I right? Okay. Folks, got a huge birthday special here. We are going to deep dive into her business plan and why she does what she does. But before that, let's get into this.
Rachel Meghan Markle.
Do I make you horny?
Object in life was to be Diana.
You absolute dickheads! Are you some kind of moron?
How dare you?
Megan! You're like, Megan, one tear, left eye, go. Give me 3 seconds. Megan!
Thank you for bringing me on this very special date night. I've got an idea. It's brilliant. It's brilliant, May.
What you think about destroying the royal family?
There's no bad weather, just bad clothing. I've had it too.
How do you feel about being part of 2 broken family? Don't do that. Destroying the royal family.
It's me. One question. Is he stupid?
Folks, I gotta say this before the video starts. I forgot to put this in the video, and so I'm just like, I'm gonna put this right at the beginning. Listen, number one, you really need to listen to the whole video for it all to make sense and for it all to sink in. And number two, there is a crazy, bizarre coincidence in this video. And number three, okay, capiche? Remember, when everybody starts talking about this, hypothetically, if anybody does, which seems to be the case in most cases. Oh my god. Just remember who told it to you first, all right, baby? Who loves you? All right, here, let's get this video started. Let's get this party started. All right, what's going on, everybody, folks? Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for being part of the show. How you doing, baby? Everything going all right? What's cooking? Good looking. Listen. First of all, folks, we've got a lot to talk about here, all right? Let me know how you're doing, all right? Number one, put a heart in the comments. Also, don't forget to like and subscribe on the video. I had a first-class ticket, but I didn't wish her happy birthday. She didn't invite me. She said, "My son, you cannot come to my private shindig because you're not a white woman." And I was like, "But Megan, I will dye my hair blonde if that's what it needs to be." So, I only saw, I don't know, obviously I didn't check everybody, but I only saw like 2 people. One was her mini-me, Abigail Spencer, who happens, how weird does this get, has the same birthday? Really? Really? These two are aliens from another planet, let's be honest. They both dance the same. They both look the same. They both dress the same. It's a little weird. And then the other one was, oh my god, I got chills. I got full body. Oh my god, I got full. Whatever you just said about a charcuterie board, I just got full body chills, folks. Listen, I have talked about this for a little bit, and I figured, what better day? What better day? What better birthday present could I bring? Now, this is all alleged. This is all my opinion. But after I tell you this, you're going to be like, oh, I am pulling back the curtain. Imagine, okay, let me give you a scenario. You're going to think, oh, this is the Wizard of Oz and he's pulling back the curtain. No. Imagine Bigfoot standing behind the curtain. And everybody's like, there's no such thing as Bigfoot. And I'm like, step on up, step right up, let's get some shekels out here, baby. And everybody's like, I don't believe you don't got a Bigfoot and everything. And I'm like, and all of a sudden you see the toe. And the toe's just like staring at you, one toe. And you're like, well, there may be a Bigfoot back there. And the next thing you know, you see the other toe, and both of them are like E.T. fingers. And you're like, wait a minute. This could be something worse than a Bigfoot. And next thing you know, shink, the curtain goes back. Well, you pay me first. Okay, please. Cash in hand. Cash on barrel in hand transaction. And then I shrink, you know what I mean? Back the curtain. The spotlights on them pontoons, them jet skis, them boats. And everybody's like, holy shikatoli. Holy shikatoli. Bigfoot exists. Well, let's break this down, baby. All right, here we go. All right. So I wrote that. I wrote this out. Writ this out. Jeez Louise. Place. So what if I didn't graduate the 4th grade? Listen, let's get into this. So, all right, here we go. Okay, this is my alleged opinion. Take what you will. It's all alleged, my opinion. Everybody keeps saying this yacht. They're like, oh, her brand is failing. It's a flop. It's a flop. No, it's not. All right. Her brand is failing. It's a flop. Nobody wants her jam or her wine. I have a simple question. Failing at what exactly? You can't call something a failure if you don't even understand what the actual goal is. By the way, I forgot to say this in the beginning of my whole Bigfoot pulling back the curtain. Bigfoot is an operative, all right? Bigfoot is an operative that's being funded by much bigger powers than the Bigfoot industry. Okay, Bigfoot industries aren't paying very well, but the industries that pay Bigfoot industries are huge. Bigfoot's an operative, okay? Now, think about this. Bigfoot needs to show income, all right? Because these two Bigfoots aren't very hardworking. They need to show some sort of money coming in to have like a one of those... what do they call them? They call them jobs where you have the job, you just don't actually clock in. Somebody clocks in and out for you. This is kind of similar to that. Allegedly, of course. Hypothetical. So everybody says, she's failing. And I have a question. Failing at what exactly? You can't call something a failure if you don't understand what the actual goal is. Because if the goal was to rake in headlines... If the goal was to show proof of income on paper, if the goal was to insert herself back into the public conversation to stay relevant, then no, this isn't a failure at all. Her products don't need to be bestsellers. They just need to exist. Why, you ask? Because this creates an illusion of business, of productivity, of legitimacy. It silences critics who ask, where are they getting all this money from? Now, by the way, you gotta understand this too, folks. And I'll break this down in another video. I don't want to go full segue here. They have pushed. We have been cut off. We don't have any money. They have reinforced that it's called the illusionary truth effect. Look it up, baby. All right? It's a reinforced narrative, and it's how they manipulate the media. From now they can point and say, we have a brand, we sell things. On top of that, it conveniently reinforces her favorite PR narrative, the female entrepreneur, the empowered woman building a brand, the modern duchess supporting female-led businesses. Just like the purses that she was, helping out. The ladies that were making like 3 cents a day and had to pay for their own supplies. And then they took the purses and they sold them for like $5,000 or whatever, or $400 or whatever it is. Okay. So on top of that, so you got all that jazz, right? And it's not about a product. It's about a persona. Let's be honest. The real product isn't a jam or a wine. The real product is Meghan Markle. And she's been doing this from day one. Every rollout, every drop, every flop, they all serve the same purpose. To keep her name in rotation, to create just enough noise to distract from the bigger picture. Because that's her real job, allegedly, my opinion. To be a distraction. When headlines start turning towards things that really matter, like global events, political failures, elite missteps, suddenly she's in the press again. Whether it's jam or wine or crackers or, whatever, charcuterie boards or a rebrand, it doesn't matter. She exists to be a lightning rod. And the kicker, even at conservative estimates, folks, even at conservative estimates, okay? This is the whole kicker, the thing. Even she's not even trying, okay? She's still pulling in a boatload of cash. So if you're judging her brand by traditional business metrics, you're already losing the plot. This was never about building a business empire. It's about maintaining a narrative empire. And by that standard, she's not failing. She is playing a completely different game, and most people haven't even realized they're not even on the same board. Capiche? So why is she doing this? Because she's the distraction. She's the narrative shield. She always has been. She always has been. Always has been. Anytime scrutiny builds up, right? Around Harry, his visits, his innocent trips to Angola and Ukraine, and China, she takes the hit. Anytime people start asking questions about Harry's Aspen Institute ties, conveniently, when he left the royal duties because he just wanted to come to the America so he could walk on a trail with Archie. He couldn't do those things in the UK. Oh, we could be a family in the UK. He joins the Aspen Institute in 2021 to be part of the censorship program. Huh. Wow. Or his Travelist, which I'll get to in a second. Suddenly, Meghan's jam's on the front page. It's coordinated chaos, folks. She draws attention to herself so no one looks too closely at what Harry's doing. By the way, whatever happened with his visa, that's out of the frickin' window. Nobody asks about that no more. Oh, that guy was hot on his ass for a long time. All of a sudden, nothing. Travelist is a prime example. Is it a business? Or is it a shell that collects data? There's no profit model. There's no real revenue. There's just an infrastructure and influence. And the kind of structure screams one thing: future digital credit scoring. Who'd he link up with? Google and Visa and a bunch of other Silicon Valley stuff. He works for BetterUp, who is Serena Williams' husband, allegedly, or whatever the deal is. Who didn't he own Reddit, of all things? So while he's building the surveillance framework, she's out selling her cookie mix or her flour sprinkles. Now, how does she do it? She follows a sneaker drop strategy, which I'm telling you, folks, they're so dumb. They're so bad at this. They even tell you it. Cut to the interview.
Excited that we're developing. So yeah, lots to come. And more, of course, jam drops. Jam drops. Think of them like sneaker drops. Just one flavor away. Jam drops. Jam drops. Think of them like sneaker drops.
Let's break this down. Here's a sneaker drop model, all right? You have limited supply, artificial scarcity, right? I don't mean artificial as in Archibald Dinklage. The hype is built on timing. Customers rush to buy due to fear of missing out. And then the items are sold at 2 to 3 times on eBay and Poshmark. I saw a frickin' jam yesterday, the apricot spread, that sold for $100 like on July 9th. Go to eBay, type in Meghan Markle jam, and then click on the sold button. There was many of them. One of them I just clearly remember was sold for $100 like July 9th. Plus it was like $12.75 for shipping, which is ridiculous because they're making money on the shipping too. Okay? And here's the deal. She even says it in herself. She says it in her own dumbass podcast. That's why when people are like, oh, she should be on The View, she wouldn't last. She would fall apart on The View. She can't talk off the cuff. She couldn't answer questions on a red carpet where they said, hey, what do you got planned with your little people? She goes, oh, little ones, they're going to be little. They're going to be little. Could you imagine her on The View? I don't think so, folks. All right. Now, she said a sneaker drop herself on the podcast. Now, that's not normal language. That's usually industry speak. I don't think she's a sneakerhead. I don't think she's waiting for the new Jordans to drop. Right? What it signals is manufactured hype, controls scarcity, resale buzz, and optics over value. Then you have the eBay resellers, which is exactly what she wants. Her jam and wine and flour sprinkles and all this other bullshit sells for 2 or 3 times. And I mean, folks, it's selling. I don't mean they're listing it for this. It's selling for this. Go to eBay, type in the shit, click the sold button, and you'll see when it sold. There was stuff sold yesterday. I looked at it yesterday. There was stuff sold yesterday and the day before that and everything else. It creates the illusion of a coveted luxury product. It lets them inflate future prices. It gives tabloids something to write about. This is Yeezys for Karens, okay? Product quality. Who cares? I told you, her shit is garbage. And, in my opinion, and not only that, what is she selling, folks? You're talking about tea. You're talking about flour sprinkles, cookie mix, crepe mix, and jam. This is all cheap garbage that's easy to manufacture, easy to make. Okay? Now, what matters is this: the timing of the drop, the scarcity, the media buzz, and the clout of being a first buyer. It's the buzz loop formula, folks. Hype, sell out, press, resell, hype again, new drop. It's not sustainable long term, but is extremely effective in the short term bursts, especially with aspirational followers. She's not building a lifestyle brand. She's monetizing distractions. This is a pop-up monetization window and not a real business. It's all optics, algorithm-engineered visuals, and press cycles designed to drown out Harry's Aspen ties, Harry's censorship programs, their elite donor network, their financial shell games. Isn't it interesting that I'm dropping all kinds of freaking Easter eggs here. This is her birthday show. Isn't it interesting, folks, that please, I just wanted to step down. I just want to do charitable stuff. Isn't it odd that they start Archwell and then Archwell allegedly opens up 11 other LLCs in Delaware where you can't track anything? So they open a nonprofit in California, wink, wink, and then they open up all these other LLCs under the Archwell name. Isn't that interesting, folks? Their financial shell games. This isn't jam, folks. This is a smokescreen. Now, why these products and why this strategy? Okay, this is a great question. I'm glad you asked. Because the cheap to make. They're easy to mark up, and they're high in perceived value and luxury. Here's how she did it. She starts with the email list quietly. Would you be interested? A soft launch for early fans, jam, cookie mix, tea, flour sprinkles, all garbage tier products with a boutique packaging. Right? It's all garbage. Low-cost goods with an emotional veneer. Speaking of veneers, they studied the price point, right? So they figured out this. So here's what they do. They start out with the email list. How many dopes are going to sign up for that? And then they start out with the shitty products, and they go, well, you know what? A person, they bought a cookie mix, or they bought the pack or whatever, where it had all of them. And they figured these people, on average, are willing to spend around $100. On average, probably the low end was $100. Donuts to dollars. And sure as shit, folks. Isn't this amazing? Isn't this just amazing? They sell wines in packs. Right? They studied the sweet spot, and it came around $100. So how do you hit that? You sell wines in packs. You don't offer one bottle. You offer 3. You force people to hit that $100 minimum. And when it looks intentional, exclusive, and it worked. Now let's look behind the curtain of the wine itself. Okay? So the wine is branded under the As Ever label. But the winery she partnered with, Fairwinds Estate, burned down in the Napa Valley wildfires in 2020. The wine is actually bottled at Crown Point Vineyards, a high-end winery in Santa Ynez. And the company managing the label sales is Gift Selections, a celebrity white label firm that also handles wines for Barry Manilow. Oh, Bugsy, you took without giving, and I sent you away, oh, Bugsy. Kiss, John Bon Jovi, Martha Stewart, Kathy Lee Gifford, etc. In other words, nothing about this is artisanal or personal. It's a celebrity white label operation, a glorified printing service for fame-based wine drops. You give them your name, they slap it on a bottle, and they take care of the rest. Now let's get into this, okay? Each 3-pack of wine sells for approximately $100 to $120 because you got $20 in shipping, right? So you just assume that she sells 2,000 units of that. Now, don't forget, it was sold in 3, 6, and 12 packs. Okay? So just on a low end, let's assume she sells 2,000 units in the first drops. Okay? It's 2,000 times $100. That's $200,000 gross revenue, minus production, design, shipping, handling, fulfillment, and the gift cuts. She clears about 40%. So she's still pocketing around $80,000 from a single quiet drop, all without needing distribution, PR, or retail placement. Okay? And no advertising. None. Instagram is free. Now imagine scaling that a month. Even if it's not a real business, it's more than enough to show income for residency, tax, legal purposes, justify brand write-offs, create a media footprint, quietly fund whatever else is going on behind the scenes. Okay? Now here's a bizarre coincidence. Okay? Here's a real bizarre coincidence. Just days before Meghan launched her wine, okay? So she launched it July 1st, all right? Which I believe is Princess Diana's birthday. King Charles, I mean, this is just random, folks. This is just random. Totally random. I don't want you to look for any connections here, okay? Don't. Just don't do it. But days before her wine launched, King Charles wine brand suddenly went on sale. You can look this up in the Daily Mail. a discounted box of 6 bottles. And here's the kicker. At that point, no one even knew Meghan's wine would be sold in packs. Not one bottle at a time, not a sampler. They only sold them in 3, 6, and 12 packs. So let me ask you this. Would King Charles have known that? I'm not saying him particularly, but whoever was running the wine sales. Why would you discount your 12-pack a week before her wine goes on sale? And nobody even knows hers is in a pack. By the way, I didn't know that. I thought she was going to sell them 1 bottle at a time. I thought maybe she'd give you a discount if you bought, multiples or something. It was like most things. Don't you find that a bit odd? Don't you find that a bit odd? And here's the deal. And he quietly he did a drop bulk. He quietly. I'm not saying him personally like he was behind it, but I'm saying, why did he quietly drop a bulk wine discount just days before her surprise launch when nobody knew she was going to do that in 3, 6, and 12 packs? So, are we really watching a woman fail at business? Or are we watching a distraction function exactly as designed? She doesn't need a legacy brand, folks. She needs headlines and receipts. And she doesn't need a scale. She needs optics. And if you've made it this far, you're not distracted, all right? You're paying attention. Capiche? So there you go. So happy birthday, Sharkily Markly. As always, let me know your thoughts. Hope you guys are having a beautiful day. And who loves you, baby? Y'all be good.
Who loves you, baby? You're beautiful.